everybody! Have you heard about the Drunken Peasants Patreon? It helps support the show while getting you some cool perks. Check it out! For $1 per month, you get to use our exclusive fan chat that appears at the bottom of the screen on every episode. For $5 per month, you get 2 new private shows, including Actual Mania, as well as our back catalog of private shows, plus all lower tier perks. For $10 per month, you get all of our monthly video content. This includes multiple post shows, our monthly reviews, our back catalog of all that content, plus all lower tier perks. For $15 per month, your name will appear in the ending credits of each DP episode, plus all lower tier perks. For $25 per month, you get to take part in our monthly booking committee hangout to help us book our Patreon content for that month, plus all lower tier perks. For $33 per month, you get an exclusive piece of DP merch each month, plus all lower tier perks. For $50 per month, you appear in the opening credits for each DP episode, plus all lower tier perks. For $100 per month, you get to join us as a guest on an episode of the Drunken Peasants podcast. Plus, you guessed it, all lower tier perks. Visit patreon.com/DP now to become a patron of the Drunken Peasants podcast.
In the beginning, there was nothing. And then there was the Drunken Peasants podcast.
I gotta get a witness. No!
Say, man, you got a joint? No, not on me, man.
I don't have facts to back this up.
It'd be a lot cooler if you did.
That's true. Sometimes I cry.
Oh!
Lick my butthole, he laughed.
From the strangest corners of the internet, here to bring you opinions of the world from an altered perspective. Here are your hosts, the Drunken Peasants.
Welcome to the Drunken Peasants podcast. This is episode 1292.
Do it live!
Back again, doing it live. Billy the Fridge, Ben Pie. Back again. Welcome, everybody. Please like the stream. Remember to check out our pre-show. We just recorded a pre-show, and most shows have a pre-show before it. You can check it out by going to anywhere you can find audio podcasts. Apple Podcasts, Spotify, anywhere. Check it out. And also, take a look at our goal. Take a look at the link in the chat. Help us get a little bit closer to that goal tonight because we need it and we could use your help. So use that link, send us a couple bucks, send us a message. We'll respond to it. It derails everything, but we like it that way and we'll react to it. So please do that. And then also, immediately following tonight's show, we are doing the booking committee. We're doing the booking committee to determine, there's going to be a long-term plan regarding Actual Mania that we're going to talk about tonight, and then we're also going to decide what are we doing for the other private show, the other Patreon show. And everyone $10 and up can watch live and engage in the chat. And then all of our actual maniacs, I've made a change to it. All of our actual maniacs, regardless of their pledge or whatever, or their roles, their actual maniac role, just because they've been either are or have been an actual maniac, will be allowed in the live voice chat to give their opinion on everything. So if you've ever been an actual maniac and you're in our Discord, you might notice that there's some new places that you can see that you probably couldn't see before.
Speaking of actual maniacs, Big Diesel is in the chat and says he got in a fight again, but this time didn't fall. Hell yeah.
Good for
Sounds
you.
like you must have messed him up. Cheers.
Cheers. Yeah, so that's all I really had to say, and we should get into the show right now. Here we go.
Yeah.
I should turn off that goddamn internet.
Oh, don't touch me. Don't touch me. TP, are they going to touch me?
So we're going to get into this video. I edited it for brevity this time, actually, and for stupidity. So, and all the like weird shilling and everything, gone. But all the
So you edited it for stupidity?
Yes.
Does it mean this video is actually longer because of how stupid it is?
You know what? Let's talk about it. This clown accused DP and me specifically of doxing, and we'll get into it. Basically, what I've determined from this whole thing is that someone made a parody account on Twitter of one of Sturgis' family members, and I'm not even going to get into details. I don't want to draw much more attention to it than it already has. Because I don't think it's an appropriate thing to do. And I didn't even know about it, but I randomly logged into Twitter yesterday and I had a bunch of notifications, but it was all people responding to Sturgis. But Sturgis has me blocked. So all I got, he tagged me in a tweet while I was behind a block. Like he always accuses me of doing.
Yeah.
And it's all these people being like, what? What did they do? So, you know, I got to log out and go look. And it's him crying about us doxing or whatever. So I do want to say there's an account out there. It's a parody account of one of Sturgis' family members. And I would encourage all of you that if you happen to come across this account, ignore it, block it, maybe don't engage. Maybe even report it. If you see it do something against the Twitter TOS, report it. Because that shouldn't be happening. Do not interact with it. Do not share it. Starve it for attention because it doesn't deserve attention. And I remember someone was in our Discord asking for it yesterday, and I was like, "Don't you know better? You shouldn't be asking for this. Like we don't do that. We don't go to that.
If we want to continue pretending like we're the good guys, we have to do good guy things.
True. So
do the good guy thing.
With all of that being out there, we are now going to watch the Sturgis video. And here it is.
Hello, everyone. I'm Renown Zero, and we are back.
And by the way, there are so many classic moments in this video. It's so good.
Back again talking about Ethan Van Sciver having an absolutely epic meltdown over
Now, I
Twitter.
want to say, Sturgis, hardly anyone would know about this and would have been able to find the account in question had you not thrown a temper tantrum over it. And I could have responded to it and drawn even more attention to it, and even more people would have seen it. But I didn't. You dumbass. You should have just ignored it. You even made it clear who the family member was.
Do not
fucking
respond.
idiot.
Do not respond. Do not react. Do not fight people in Planet Fitness. These are simple things.
Yeah, don't make the lunk alarm go off, all right?
You're triggering the lunk alarm.
That's literally what he did. Or not literally, figuratively what he did. Yeah.
Constantly going back and forth with me because apparently he feels...
And do you see what he's doing? He's using this shit. He doesn't even actually care that this happened. He's using it to play the victim. Without the victim complex, he has nothing. And he's talking... Do you notice? He's not like, look what happened. My family member got doxxed. He's like, Ethan Van Sciver. He starts off talking about the guy in Comicsgate that's more popular than him, that has recently pissed off Eric July and the other guy, Yellow Flash, recently. And so he's starting off with that. He does not give a fuck. He is a cry bully. He doesn't care about any of this shit. If he doesn't get to play the victim, he has nothing. Without the victim card, he doesn't have the higher ground because he's too stupid to back up his arguments. And that's that. Like, no one can argue with that, not even his dumb ass.
He has to project himself, his weird fantasies onto me. I'm starting to think he has some kind of internalized problem that he needs to work on. He needs to figure out himself, and he needs to figure it out.
You should be talking to yourself, you fucking clown. You should be looking in the mirror saying this shit to yourself right now. You're a clown.
Out pretty quickly before his sales continue to crater, just like Cyberfrog 3 completely cratered from Cyberfrog 2. And I'm sure he's pretty upset that Alpha Core number 1, a brand new IP, has absolutely decimated his original campaign, and he tried to
brand new IP. Is it a brand new IP? It's been in every book they put out so far.
And
it's just a different name.
He loves to like assume the emotions of other people. I don't think he's devastated or anything. In all honesty, he seems to be having a lot of fun laughing at you recently. So
with his Second Chance campaign, because he couldn't possibly cope with the fact that a brand new IP from Eric July could possibly destroy Cyberfrog 2 in a campaign format, which, by the way, Alpha Core number 1 will be continued to be sold after this campaign ends on January 20th. And he wants to show his true colors about being...
I love how you have to pay Eric July to do that advertisement for him. You buy his shit, and then you also advertise for him, but you don't get any kickbacks for that shit.
Yeah, but it's not worth reading, so you might as well, I don't know, advertise for it. You're not going to read the damn thing. Try and sell it for him. Nothing else to do.
Doxing myself. Doesn't care if I get doxed at all, even though the drunken weirdos want to essentially dox family members of mine, and all it's going to do is make me continue to talk, by the way. So I have a simple message before I get started for both of you, both Ethan and for Ben of...
I will say... Oh, he's going to call me out. I will say that by Twitter terms of service, this is not what they would consider doxing. It was a photo and a name. And that's what it was.
The Drunken Peasants.
And it had nothing to do with you anyways, so him tagging you onto this is...
Yeah, it's so stupid.
If you just bring somebody into everything, this is what... conspiracy theory? Are you the Illuminati, Ben?
Yes, I actually am. And now...
Damn it.
Yeah.
Go fuck yourself.
Okay. Yeah. We need that again. I want this I want a Sturgis intro. And I want that as part... Go fuck yourself.
Ben of the Drunken Peasants. Go fuck yourself.
Yeah, just clip it from Ben of the Drunken Peasants. Go fuck
What
yourself.
is the weird pause that he does? What is the weird pause before he like... Hold on. What is that? He does this weird like... Do you see the weird twitch he does before that? I wish I could zoom in on it more.
It's like when a possum looks into the headlights but then gets courage.
He does this like... Is he like reading his lines? Did he have to like read the like what did I write? What did I write before I... Hold on.
So I have a simple message before I get started for both of you, both Ethan and for Ben of the Drunken Peasants. Go fuck yourself. There. I'll use my camera to essentially look directly
I'll use my camera to essentially...
to it and tell you to go fuck yourself.
I will use my camera to essentially look into it and tell you to go fuck yourself, bud. God.
Essentially.
So let's see. And then he decided to have his complete meltdown over this.
Yeah, I skipped all of his
thumbnail that Eric July put out. Rather than watching the video, he decided, like an SJW, to essentially read the thumbnail and get triggered by it. And have this huge epic meltdown versus me, for whatever reason. He says, why? The thumbnail is insulting to everyone who uses crowdfunding, which is everyone except for Eric. This smug thumbnail is how Eric actually feels about crowdfunding, and there's no effing reason to believe otherwise. This is responding to someone saying that he should watch the video.
The pause was because he was scared to say a no word and had to ramp up the bravery.
You might be right.
He was like, this one's worth it. I've been covering up every cuss word. I wouldn't even read Ethan Van Sciver's F word here.
Yeah,
but this one,
it's true. Good point.
I can do it. I could tell them to go fuck themselves.
So Sturgis decides to defend Eric July. Go figure. So he's responding to Ethan Van Sciver
Simply
right here.
said, nah. What he actually feels is what the context of the video is. Stop reacting to thumbnails like an SJW. He responds by saying, I didn't make the thumbnail, you goof. He did. He could have made a thumbnail that expressed his praise for crowdfunding, but he didn't. By the way, good job. 6 likes. Which
Great job.
That's the wheelhouse he always goes back to. That's his.
He got 30 likes here.
Ooh.
So impressive. Good job.
Jai said, welcome to YouTube, the website where people make clickbait thumbnails. Anything else? Also, again, rather than being raged out of your mind, just watch the video. Context is key. Okay. It's like, what a great response.
You do that all the time. I've seen him do that on Twitter all the time. He spells it Ghey or whatever.
It's totally okay when he does it.
Oh, okay.
When other people do it, that's an attack on him and his family.
That is literally yes. He does have a lot of manatee-like characteristics.
I haven't insulted you, so I just said what you raised out of your mind. Don't really see that as an insult. You consistently try to insult me, yet I'm somehow a lolcow. Meanwhile, you're going to be on the Ethan Ralph podcast, which is one of the biggest lolcows I've seen, right? From what I've been.
No, you are. I'm not a big fan of Ethan Ralph, but you are a bigger, more pathetic lolcow than Ethan Ralph. Like, Ethan Ralph's done some pretty fucked up stuff, but he's less of a lolcow than you are.
Told.
Ethan Ralph, little unhinged. Sturgis,
dumb as fuck.
Lunkhead dumbass.
Yeah, Ethan Ralph's definitely smarter.
Thumbnail reactor, says Hail the Lord. What it is what it is. It's exactly something that Riley would say, yet he likes to call me low IQ, but you're literally talking like a low IQ person. If this is the opposite of how he feels about crowdfunders, he should have made this image. He shouldn't have made this image, but again, you're talking like a dummy. You should watch the video and not clutch pearls over a thumbnail. The video is 10 minutes of rambling about nothing. I can tell right now you didn't watch the video. This thumbnail is the thing that most closely resembles a point he's trying to make. It's definitely not true because I've watched it. Pretty sure this was said on a live stream. But, of course, he likes to continue to say, oh, you gay. And I'm just like, I understand you're trying to do this trolling thing because when people express to me these gay fantasies.
No, you do that shit all the time. Like, some guy, I remember Sturgis was talking a big game about how tough he is, and then some dude posted a picture of himself, and the dude was all jacked. And they were like, well, let's meet up then. And he's like, I don't meet men off the internet. I'm not gay, whoa. So he does that kind of shit all the time.
I just call him gay while also saying it's okay to be gay. You're just very butthurt that your peers aren't going along with this hate boner you have for another creator. Am I wrong, though? Nah, I don't think so. To which he has this response, which is why I continue to call people gay. He says, if Eric July wanted you to handle his junk, just as a favor for a pal, would you do it?
It's a favor for a pal. Be a pal.
He would do it.
I said, you already do that for him. You hold it so hard looking for a crumb of clout like the old washed-up comic pro you are. Latching onto this hate movement against him like a bitch anyway. You've got it covered.
Did you really call him a crumb guzzler?
I guess
How
so.
dare you?
Of course, he responds, seems like that's you, bro. You want that rip-a-hog, and you were a big fan of mine last week, so stop pretending otherwise.
You want that rip-a-hog. I like how much Ethan Van Sciver is getting into it with Sturgis,
it's great.
Ethan, he's a successful comic book creator. Yeah. And he's just over here jumping in on the fun, too. Like, I don't think our audience might not know this, but there's tons of other audiences that just shit on Sturgis now too, because of how much he feeds into this bullshit.
And they call him Sturgis.
They call him Sturgis. They picked up the whole gimmick. We were ahead of the curve on this weirdo.
Yeah, and it's weird because he's boring in many ways. So you have to. He just has to be edited.
It's just because he doesn't back down from anything. It's like that's one of the biggest symptoms of a lolcow is that you can't just dodge out of a conversation. You continue to feed into it.
Yep.
Respond to him. Nah, I wasn't. I really wasn't.
Like if you look at Ethan Van Sciver's replies here, you could criticize him for how petty they seem to be, low-level insults, but he's not going to put any more thought into it than this little low-level, like poking at him bullshit, right? He's not really going to get an actual argument with Sturgis.
And at the end, he calls Sturgis out for what he really is, and it's so great. It is so
Sturgis
great.
Sturgis is responding to all of these. Like every single one of these is the end of the world attack on his manliness too. It's like he's so serious about this. Well, like, there's just people on the internet throwing low-level jabs at you because you won't shut up.
Isn't it weird that he led his video with this?
Struggies thinks he has balls behind him, a computer screen. Lol.
Struggies.
$20 says an euro. Struggies is softer than baby shit, and even if he gets mad or scared, he'll just do his hard breathing like he's gonna blow a gasket.
Yeah, so I mean, like, why if there's this horrible travesty committed by DP, why didn't he lead that part in the video? Why is he talking about Ethan Van Sciver for like, I mean, he was even longer than the cut that I have here. Why is he talking about that first? Is it because he wants the clicks, but he wants the like exposure from the victimhood to kind of fuel that?
Yeah,
I'll let you decide.
He definitely is proud that he's having a conversation with Ethan Van Sciver right now. No. He used to be a big fan, and when you're a fan of somebody and they don't pay attention to you, that's fine. You'll still be a fan. But when they pay attention to you, even as an enemy, it feels so much better than just being a fan of something. I'm a fan of so many things, and if just one of those things turned on me and hated me, like I would never play Magic Cards again if the owner of Magic Cards came to me and was like, "Billy's a fat. I hate him." I'd be like, "Oh, it's on now. I'm
gonna start sending him troll emails as you." Yep.
Of him last week, and I wasn't a fan of him the week before that. But he also has this to say after that. Sturgis, I don't know who that is.
You know who it is. More people know you as Sturgis than we now Zero. All right? Deal with it.
Billy is a fat, and I do hate him.
Oh. Rude.
Oh, by the way, guys, please help us get the goal to at least 50%. And I'm probably also going to stream tomorrow morning on the channel to get us a little closer, but I'm hoping we can get the ball rolling here. If you want to support the show, please help us out with the tip train. Link is right there in the chat. Thank you so much.
If Eric wanted you to put it in your mouth, how anxious would you be to help him out? I said,
help him out.
I'm sure you've got the whole thing covered. No need to spout your gay fantasies onto me. Stay mad, you effeminate man.
I like how he's actually like making a video about these replies too. He's like, "Oh, this guy keeps telling me to do gay stuff, and I proudly responded to every single one." And here I am reciting my responses proudly to all of you. I am the hero. I am the victor in this victimization. I beat out my evil enemies. This is not the comic book I want to read, dude.
No.
Sturgis, do you think if you keep fighting for him the way men fight for women, you might finally get to satisfy him? Again,
did he just start doing voices? Has he ever done voices before?
No.
Is he evolving?
I think
He's evolving.
I think he should do all of his videos in that voice. I think he should change his voice to that voice. I am without Zero.
Why are you saying so many gay things? Stop projecting. Stop it. You are
Stop
married.
projecting. Why are you responding to them? None of these things are worth the response. He's literally, like, honestly, the first few times we watched Sturgis, we were going back and forth, and it was like going nowhere. We were just going back and forth. So I started just saying gay stuff, saying I want to do gay stuff with Sturgis, and that's when he stopped responding directly to our videos.
There you go. You're right.
I wish he would have done what he's doing now. Now he's willing to respond to the gay. Why wouldn't he respond to my gay? What was wrong with me, Sturgis? Was I not pretty enough for you? Did I not make a cool enough comic book? Damn it.
Weirdo gay things onto me because I won't take your nonsense. I won't keep my mouth shut because you want to spout nonsense and lies, and you want to consistently be everything.
You lie all the time, Sturgis.
Opposite to Eric July. You want to go and along with all the nonsense. Riley showing up to his warehouse. Dudes showing up to this man's ancestors' graveyard. Dick Mac.
Both completely they're not even crimes, but they're victimless. Like no one got hurt there.
And it really wasn't his ancestors' graveyard. It was a grave site in the graveyard.
True.
That belonged to his ancestor.
And they
One
didn't,
gravestone. And
there was no vandalism or anything. They just took pictures with it.
Yeah, everybody makes it seem like his ancestor had an entire graveyard.
Damn.
Just a grave. Just
That's
one
impressive.
grave.
Did Eric July's ancestors have his own graveyard? They're like,
just one grave in a graveyard.
There was no one better than this man, therefore we dedicate this entire graveyard to Avery Isom or whatever the fuck his name is.
I did hear when he died, he had all of his friends and family murdered as well, so they could lay in his graveyard with him.
His own graveyard.
His own graveyard of all of his living friends and families had to die with him.
That's just insane. He wants his company to fail because more bad art. Fuck you.
Why are you so offended? Like, if someone else wants the company to fail, just ignore them. Like, you don't need to care. That's the thing.
That's what I said. I'm sure you got the whole thing covered. Like I said, here we got LG shout out. 90% of their quote insults involve dicks, balls, and backdoor action. Seems telling. That's what I'm. That's what I be saying. This is what I said.
Wasn't he calling us all gay, or was that? I was just getting that confused. Maybe it was because I offered to do gay things to him. That could have been it.
This key stuff on him because this is how he reacts because it bothers him to not be seen as a real big tough boy.
Yeah, because when he was young, he made his action figures do gay stuff together.
It's true.
We called him out on it, and now he's like, dude, that's when I was a kid. Kids are totally gay. I know. They're just not trans. Trans kids don't exist. That was Sturgis's words, not mine.
Hashtag who is Sturgis? That was my response. Oh, here.
What a clever response, Sturgis.
There it is.
You get a gold star, young man.
I wasn't a fan of you last week or the week before where he said, you were a fan of me last week. I wasn't. I really wasn't. But we'll move over to Drunken Peasants, of course, because they want to be out here doxing my family members and think it's okay, which Ethan fully supports, and we'll get into it. I say, hey, Drunken Peasants, you want to explain this to me? So you're okay with doxing? Okay, time to expose your private Discord for being racist, throwing slurs, obsessing over me constantly. I've got more, so until you delete the account doxing my family member, I'll keep posting.
Yes, he posted that weird ultimatum, and it's like... So then that was the tweet to me from behind the block that I kept seeing all these weird responses. I'm like, what the fuck is going on with Sturgis over here? So I went over and looked and saw the whole thing. It was just ridiculous.
Damn, is this what Drunken Peasants says?
And by the way, you'd be like, oh, at what part does he get to the part where he shows the evidence that Drunken Peasants had anything to do with this? Spoiler alert, he doesn't.
Nowadays, yeah, they're up to just obsessing over me completely, and I haven't even put up all the messages that I've seen where they completely obsess over me every day.
Oh no, he's doing another Brett Keane thing where he equates like everyone in our Discord, like anything they say and do is basically us doing it, so we're all like one cohesive being, basically.
I think that does have some credibility there. You could see in one of the screen caps, Jess Bro said, I bang homeless guys. And we all bang homeless guys.
It's true. It's
okay.
Yeah.
Hobo,
wants to put this out there, right? Saki says, doxing will never stop being funny. If you don't want to be doxed, and don't swim with the sharks. Which their account's gone. Okay,
so no, they deleted. It's funny. Like I noticed Sturgis doesn't know how to use a lot of social media. The account is not gone. It's right here. I was like, that account isn't gone, and here it is, right here. This is the account.
Columbine, Colorado.
Yeah, I'm sure that's real.
Their account's gone now after saying that, and they thought I wasn't going to screenshot it. They thought I wasn't going to screenshot it.
And then, of course, he blames it on us. I don't know who this person was, But anything like that he considers a low blow, he's going to ask if it was us. And by the way, just keep in mind, he still has the DP Twitter blocked while he's tweeting at us from behind a block.
To which I said, you didn't think I would screenshot this? Is this one of yours, Drunken Peasants? You must have told her to delete this post. Too late, though, because I already screenshotted it. Makes me wonder, does Ethan Van Sciver...
Oh, see, this is his angle. He thought immediately, I got an idea, bud. I'll use this and ask Ethan Van Sciver if he agrees with this. And then he can play the victim and pretend to have, like, the higher ground in this whole argument. That's what he's doing, because Ethan made him look dumb earlier. The conversation between him and Ethan was over at this point.
Yeah, but he has to continue bringing Ethan's name into it because that's the closest thing to relevance he's had.
Oh, no. I thought we were the irrelevant ones.
Whoa. That's why we're getting second fiddle in this video.
Oh, damn.
If we were relevant, we would get top bill.
I want to jump on the hate train of me because I have opinions you disagree with. It's crazy that I got so many views on this, though.
Look at him, like patting himself on the back. Fucking Twitter views do not matter.
Got so many Twitter views.
That is crazy.
Look at these 7,000 views and 3 likes.
Yeah, he does that to everybody. I like how he's focusing only on the views, but if my tweet got 3 likes, he'd be like, yo, we got 3 likes, bud. And then he'd be like, well, you got this many followers. He always grades himself on like a handicap. Like basically because he has so few subscribers or followers, him getting 3 is like amazing. But if we have a tweet because of our amounts of followers and we only get 3 likes, that sucks. And it's always this unbalanced, like, double standard that he, like, affords himself. That's just part of his crazy delusional world.
100 views on this one. To which he says, yeah, I'm starting to really dislike you, too. I think it's because you hide behind Eric July in your videos and sling mud at his critics for him like a coward.
So, okay, this is when Ethan stops just fucking with him and actually tells him how it is.
Ooh. This line after this paragraph, that's all you gotta say. That's all you gotta say.
Yes, that's what I'm talking about. Yes, he tells him for who he exposes him for who he is.
You just can't see it, but on his wall are printed out tweets and screenshots connected with red thread to prove he is behind everything.
Yes.
But let me explain something to you. Me slinging mud, apparently.
Oh, yeah. I don't know if he's going to read all this, so let's just read it out loud. Yeah, I'm really starting to dislike you. I think it's because you hide behind Eric July in your videos and sling mud at his critics for him like a coward. It's like people are trying to address their issues to him, and here you come from behind your retarded videos and hate tweets. You're a coward and a bully and low IQ. I'm against
a coward and a bully and low IQ.
Yeah.
Gotta echo that.
No,
ding,
it's true.
Ding, ding.
I'm against doxing generally speaking, but with regards to people who anonymously cause other people grief, I don't care as much.
Yeah, I don't think that doxing is a good thing.
Oh, does Sturgis read the whole post? I thought he was going to skip over it. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
If you're one of those kids that sit behind a fucking anime avatar and you basically attack people all day, and then all of a sudden, your real persona gets outed, it's like, damn, probably shouldn't have fucking poked the bear, boy. Probably should have done some dumb shit. Now people know who you are. How's it feel?
Like a coward? My face is right here, dog.
Oh, the reason Sturgis isn't a coward
is lost a screw. He's completely ass blasted mad. You can see it in his face. He's doing the thing with his face. He's so booty blasted.
He's so booty blasted.
So his reason that he's not a coward is that he shows his face. It's not all the other cowardly shit that he does. Forget that. He shows his face.
Yeah, he's not a coward. He shows his face. Whoever did the Sturgis diaper picture meme, we need a new version of those now booty blasted.
I show my face, bud.
My face is literally right here.
Okay.
If I wanted to be a coward,
pubes.
I wouldn't show my face. Like
You're showing your face with that big ass beard covering your chin, covering your facial features is half coward because you're literally hiding who you are behind that mound of stink pube.
in weirdo boy Tony, who talks so much shit and flings mud at Eric July constantly behind a freaking avatar.
Okay.
So shut your mouth.
Oh.
It's like people are trying to address their issues to him, and here you come from behind with your retarded videos and hate tweets. Oh, you mean the tweets where I constantly call out people's bullcrap and tell them to present proof, and they never really present proof?
No, they do. If they do, you ignore it. You make excuses for it unconditionally. That's how we know you're full of shit. Like any person that's honest will at least admit things. They'll concede ground against their own beliefs when it's reasonable, and you don't ever do that. Not even like when things are objectively the other way.
Of the nonsense that they spew, so you just want people to just consistently lie about other people, but when people have criticisms of you, you're allowed to react.
You spent a part of this video lying about other people. You don't have any evidence that we had anything to do with this parody account. And you made it more visible and easily accessible than anyone else could have possibly done it. And I could have responded to your dumbass and made more people aware of it, and I didn't because I didn't want to do that. And then you made this video.
If you were a real man, you would thank us right now.
He should.
Say, thank you, drunken peasants, for not furthering my stupidity.
Sturgis is shitting on people who uses online avatars, yet he follows Yellow Flash, a guy who uses an online avatar.
There's other people too.
Simpleton.
There's other people too.
Boys.
There's that umbrella guy. Thank you so much. And nothing against all these other people. I'm not like calling them out or anything, but yeah.
This Yellow Flash character recently spoke out against Ethan Van Sciver.
Oh no, yeah, that's a totally different.
Yellow Flash wanted Ethan Van Sciver to do a cover for him. Ethan Van Sciver was like, "Yeah, I'll do the cover for $4,000 and a percentage of the book sales." And then Yellow Flash went online and was butthurt and was like, "I know for a fact he gives his friends better deals than that." And it's like, well,
and he's like, "Yeah, I do it for my friends."
And you just outed yourself as suspect as hell, thinking you're his friend. You're not his friend. You don't get if you don't get the friend discount, don't talk about not getting the friend discount, or you look like a bitter outsider because you are a bitter outsider. You fucking goofball. You spineless coward. That's Wolford words, not mine.
Somehow.
If I was calling you what I really thought you were, it would be a lot meaner than spineless coward.
It's this weird idea that if Eric reacts, people shouldn't he shouldn't pay attention to them, and then he should ignore them, but then they'll continue to talk about him or to him, right? You're a coward and a bully and low IQ, definitely smarter than you when it comes to this back and forth we're having here.
My bad. You know what, Sturgis? You're terribly dumb in almost every facet of life. But when it comes to this back and forth you're having right here, you're actually a genius.
The fact that you're putting it out there that you're for my docs is crazy to me. Why you'd put that out?
Why did you? No, you asked him after like having some kind of dumb petty back and forth with him. You pulled him back into it. It was over. And then you decided to virtue on him. Be like, oh, would you be against this? It's like, as a matter of fact, since you asked, no, I wouldn't care.
Well, he didn't even say he didn't care. He just said he normally is against that stuff, but when it's little anonymous crybaby nobody nut huggers that are just stirring up shit all the time, he doesn't really care. He doesn't really pay it that much mind. He's like, no, normally I would have your back, but you're not a decent human being. I don't really look at you as somebody I should be wasting my time caring about. Dork.
there is completely idiotic. And you want to call me low IQ, but in the same breath, you're 4 people doxing me or my family members.
You don't have to have low IQ to say that you don't deserve to be protected in your little online tirades.
And he didn't say
deserve protection.
He didn't say he was for it. He just said it's like you kind of deserve it. That was what he said.
He doesn't have sympathy for it.
Right.
Like, I'm not going to fucking sympathize with some little shit-heeled nut huggers.
Who's the real low IQ person here?
You.
And again, me being a coward, again, my face is out here. If I was
I love how that's the best thing he could come up with.
Coward, I wouldn't.
Well, you actually do have to be brave to share that mop of a fucking beard and that lost face with the world. Most people would have an anime avatar with a face like that.
Damn, Struggies.
Show my face again like Tony Frogboy that you hang around, who drama farms, who's a garbage human being.
What else is this video? This video is drama farming. What are you talking about? You're such a hypocrite.
No. This is not drama farming. He's a poor victim. He's a victim, Ben.
Oh.
He's been personally victimized by Regina George.
Drama farms. I'm against doxing, generally speaking, but with regards to people who anonymously cause other people grief, I don't care as much. Again, low IQ, yet anonymously means you don't know who I am. You don't know my face. That's not what anonymously means, you stupid
money. Love Sturgis.
Oh, you love him?
Fuck.
Gotta love
Sturgis.
Sturgis.
Probably go back to school. You could be great at drawing, but your reading comprehension and your sentence structure and your knowing of definitions is way off.
Your sentence structure? I'm going to criticize your sentence structure.
I don't know what the hell you're talking about. To which I said, thanks for confirming who you truly are. I'm sure that will help you in the long run when selling books to customers.
He's so proud of all of his responses. It's so cute.
He's reading it like a book report.
Like, if you would have told me a year ago when I was buying Cyberfrog 2 that I would be now talking to one of my favorite creators, albeit he's no longer one of my favorite creators because I've hugged the nuts tightly of young Rippa.
If you're full of crap. I've called out the constant lies being spewed against quite a few people, yourself included.
He wants to get his booty hole ripped.
You're constantly spewing your venom. Trying to get people to pick sides is absolutely disgusting. You care so much about indie comics, yet you side with people who don't even read comics. A guy who considers you and everyone else.
This is the worst part about giving anyone who pays unlimited characters in a tweet.
In CG losers. A guy who has literally said
this should have been limited
on camera that comics are for losers, and he doesn't actually care about it at all. That's the guy you're going to side with? You are an absolute moron. You're an absolute moron.
I don't love Sturgis. I am Sturgis. JK. Love you guys.
Dragon in the West. Reveal your Sturgis.
Oh,
hey-o, Space Girl.
All right. I made an agreement.
Our agreement yesterday, George. $15 of this is for 3 months of $5 Patreon for that velvet-voiced songster Ruby
Where
Jewel.
is that little weirdo?
Enjoying the show. Thank boys.
You. Thank you.
Ruby Jewel.
Yeah, where is that guy?
And if someone doxes you, I won't care. I wouldn't encourage or participate in it, but you're an A-wipe, and you deserve it.
An A-wipe?
So exactly what I said, a guy who supports doxing, which I've screenshotted it all, so if you try to delete it, get fucked. Get fucked. So.
Oh, yeah, he's going to say that, like, all of these other accounts are us. We just made all these accounts to, like, argue with him online as if we have nothing better to do.
This, right?
I barely post on my actual account. I'm not going to be making other accounts.
This person being a clown, that I think the Last of Us 2 had to cancel multiplayer. This is 3 accounts from Drunken Peasants, all made within a day.
Damn.
1, 2, 3 different burner accounts to essentially stalk my posts.
Essentially.
And people think that they're sane. 1, 2,
Nobody's ever thought that we were sane.
Nope.
Accounts. 3 burner accounts within a day. So who's really the psycho here? It's you. It's you weirdos.
Even if these
It's
were
you
all
weirdos.
our
Use
accounts,
alternate
you're the one
curse
that calls
words
us
like
fat.
frack, then
Fat people
censor
need
no
more
swear
Twitter
word.
space.
Frack.
Yeah, just say frack.
That are psycho. But of course, this is coming from a channel. I know you hate when I do this. I know you absolutely hate when I do this, but you're
How do you
dead
know that? How do you know we hate when you do this?
I edited
it's
this
not-
video. Why did I leave it in the video if I hate it so much?
And it's not even that we hate that you do this about our channel. We hate that you focus on the numbers in general. It's just a waste of time.
Anyone that
Nobody
compares
cares about this stuff.
anyone that actually compared our numbers to yours, it wouldn't even come close. You stream live and you get like 8 viewers in a live stream. You'll do like a 3-hour live stream and come out of it with less than 200 views. So you're literally like, why are you even bringing it up? It's so dumb.
And I hate to point this out, Sturgis, but all these numbers, they're worthless to people like us.
Yeah.
There's only one number that matters to people like us, and that's number 1. Everything else, last place, dude. We're number 1, dude. Ricky Bobby, dude.
Channel with the same amount of views you have every week. You don't grow. You don't do anything. You just talk shit about people. Your live streams are literally just you talking crap about any and everybody you can.
What are you, fracking?
Yes.
What are you, fracking gray?
He just described himself. I love how he just lacks the self-awareness. The things he criticizes us for doing, he does also. That's your opinion, bud.
And again, you're not going to silence me. Ben, you are a huge pussy. You are a whole bitch.
I'm a huge pussy and a whole bitch.
And I'm
put that in the archive.
Sure, you're going to be miserable.
That's why we get along so well, because I'm a big dick.
For the rest of your life, because you're probably mad that your channel's dead and that TJ left.
If I was that mad about that, I would have just stopped doing it. Like, I wouldn't have kept doing it for longer than I did after he left than I did before. I don't have to keep doing this if it bothered me that much.
Because he probably realized how insane you are.
I love how all of a sudden now it's like he loves it, like he's like, oh, TJ probably just like he just realized how insane you are. He has multiple anti-TJ videos on his channel. So that just proves like how he'll just change with the wind depending on who he's arguing with.
So at the end of the day, Ethan, get fucked. I hope your campaigns fail. I really do.
You know
at this point.
Is real too, because he used the real F word on this one.
Yeah. He
didn't even bother trying not to say frack or anything.
He's quite tiffed.
Since you want to be for my docs, and my family members' docs, you
for your what is that even? For you are for my docs.
Absolutely, tell me I deserve stuff. So, again, get fucked. Ben, continue to be a lol cow. That's exactly what you are, and that's exactly what you will always be.
Damn.
Damn.
You will not silence me. You will not harass me.
I don't want to silence you.
Into silence. I'm like
you're the one that calls it harassment all the time. So if because I'll say something about you or whatever, and you'll say you're being harassed. So if that is what's happening, then you're successfully being harassed. Then, if you consider that harassment.
If we've ever said anything about silencing you, it was just a suggestion for your own mental health. Probably. You probably shouldn't be going about this stuff. You're not winning anyone over except fellow sycophants. We already have an audience here before you, and they happen to have a particular appetite for idiots. You're just another slab of meat we serve up every episode. You're not special. You're not Brett Keane. You're not Trumpster Bob. Nope. You're not some of the greatest weirdos we've ever dumped on. You're
Low tier.
mid-grade, but
okay.
Ben and I are seasoned. We know how to cook a mid piece of fucking meat.
We made a diamond out of a turd.
We know how to spruce up a little turd meat. We can make it taste almost like it's not shit.
Continue speaking, and there's nothing
But
you
our
can do
audience
about
likes
it.
a little hint of fecal matter in their lolcow, so you're gonna cook up just fine, Sturgy.
Thank you all for checking out this video. I really do appreciate all the new subscribers, returning subscribers, new viewers, returning viewers. If you do like the video, hit the like button, comment below what you feel about all this, subscribe for more content, and hit the bell for notifications. Set the bell to all, that way you get notifications anytime I post a new live stream or video, and I'll see you all in the next one. Peace.
Peace. Once again, if you run into anybody online doxing any of the people we talk about, don't engage. It's not something we enjoy. We enjoy fine, classic roasts. We like to poke the bear. We don't need to. We don't need to resort to titty toucher tactics. Actually, titty touching is good. We don't need to resort to booty booster tactics. Okay. You see something like that, ignore it, report it, whatever you feel like goes best with your personal credo. We don't like that stuff. But what we do like is if Sniper Wolf came to our house, we'd invite her in. She'd get caught in the fucking
You guys
My Little
should
Pony
do a
jar.
tier list of all DP villains for a private show. Sturgis
Did we
is
not do that
definitely
before?
F tier. Gale is obviously best here.
You think best? Interesting. Gail's definitely a quality, but I don't think she's best. Think that she is up there, though. Screamo Diaper Wolf. I definitely do not like Screamo Diaper Wolf. Not a big fan. Big face Billy. If you guys want to ask any questions at all, I will only be
Struggies
answering
is booty
questions in
blasted.
English.
Struggies is
He
booty
booty blasted.
Struggies is booty blasted. Struggy sucks. Struggy sucks.
He do, though. He really do. But that's okay. If he was actually good at what he did, he'd probably have taken down Drunken Peasants by now. If Sturgis was half as good as he thought he was, we'd be done by now. We would not be able to withstand the force of someone half as confident as that guy acts. Half as competent, half as confident. If he was half the way he talks, we'd be done for. We'd be decimated. Luckily, he's worse than even we say he is. We talk very low of that boy, but he is even worse than that. The little booty blasted stumble bunny. You ain't nothing. Oh, go to Horny Jail says Sturgis owns you fats. I take it back. This is the last episode of Drunken Peasants. We've been defeated by Sturgis. I have not watched the new Godzilla yet. Every time I went to the theater to see it, they took it out of the ones closest to me, and I went and drove down to go see it near where, like 45 minutes away, and I missed that time showing for it. I need to go try and find it. Goose Juice is looking like a naughty sloot, Billy. Please. Please. I could never be a sloot. Sluts give a piece of themselves away. If I were to ever bless a beautiful soul with my beautiful soul, it would be pure, it would be intrinsically beautiful, nothing on the slutty nature, okay? Be nothing short of art. Yeah, I heard Godzilla -1 is very good. I really want to see it. I'm actually bummed that I haven't seen it yet. And the problem is, now I got to go see, what's that one gimmick? I got to go see the new, the Book of Clarence. Is that what it is? It's about the guy that goes back in time and just starts stealing Jesus' stick. I want to see that very much. I did see Iron Claw. I've only seen it once, though.
I still haven't seen it. I still haven't. But hopefully soon. It'll probably be like available somewhere.
Yeah, it was a fun one to see on big screen.
Which streaming service do you think
totally-
it'll hit first? Netflix or?
I don't know. Was it released by one of the studios that have a streamer connected to it?
Yeah, is it like Warner Brothers or something? I don't know.
I can't remember.
I know
A24. Do they have a deal?
I'm not sure. You would probably know better than me as far as that stuff is concerned.
Yeah, for some reason I'm thinking Amazon in my head, but I have no idea. Scarface's Tiny Desk. I did not watch all of it. I saw a little clip of it.
By the way, everyone, please like the stream if you haven't already. And don't forget that for all of our $10 plus patrons, we'll be doing the booking committee. You can watch the live stream while we discuss with our patrons and actual Mania competitors the next few actual Manias. There's kind of a long-term storyline going on here. And then also we're going to talk about our other private show coming up this month and maybe a little bit about the other one next month, too. We might be bringing back DP Idol next month, I would think. We might.
Yeah, HBO Max will have Iron Claw.
Okay, so HBO Max is usually Warner Brothers properties. I noticed because they have all
signed a deal with them. Yeah, so
because they have
why.
they have all of DC, which I know Warner Brothers has had basically owned DC or at least the rights to DC our whole lives.
Time Warner merged with HBO, right? Didn't they buy HBO?
Yeah, and by the way, I just want to say Michael Keaton is Michael Keaton. Adam West is Batman. It's the whole Miles Morales thing.
Correct.
That's funny that Adam West was Batman, like my original Batman when I was a kid.
I heard Adam West was
very serious,
big into orgies.
Oh,
and had many sexual conquests wearing the bat suit.
I'm not surprised.
From what I was told, Wolford brought up the Holdovers too. If you guys are movie fans, all these movies we brought up so far tonight are great. The Holdovers is great, really good film with Paul Giamatti.
So the next thing I have is it's Melanie Mac.
Mel Mac,
who I'd seen before, but I didn't know too much about her. I just know she was like a kind of a right wing e-girl, basically.
Yeah.
So she made some comments recently, and I guess this is her video response. So we're gonna look at this right now. Here it is.
So I made the cancel pigs mad again. Oopsie. On Twitter/X, whatever the heck you want to call it. And they are throwing a huge tantrum over something I said about my faith and how I will not be accepting sin and conforming as an ally.
Yeah, that makes you sound like an asshole. Sorry. Like, you can feel that way, but when you say it, people have the right to judge you.
I will not be accepting sin in the form of homosexuality, but I will allow these tattoos.
Yeah, which I don't. It depends on your flavor of Christianity.
I'm pretty sure the same book that all the anti-homo stuff was in was also the one with this tattoo stuff.
It also says you can't eat shellfish and the mixed fabrics and all of that. So you're
that Pikachu is polyester, and I see cocktail sauce dribbled down her chin. She was eating shrimp too.
They ignore that. They ignore that.
Whatever
stuff.
you want to call it. Okay, so let me just dive into this video and show you all what happened. It went pretty viral. So. Drama Alert picked this up because when I just picked it up, it still was going pretty.
Since we have passed the 10th anniversary of DP, there should be a private show narrowing down the top 10 DP antagonists.
It's a good suggestion.
DP antagonist of all time, and every eligible patron gets to vote on it.
Oh, you know what? That is an amazing. Yes, that you know what? We'll ask the booking committee. But I think that's an amazing idea. So yes, I'm gonna type that down so I don't forget it. We're
gonna have to whittle it down to 10 for that episode and pick the 10.
We can do some of that at least in the booking committee. And by the way, that show would be I have it scheduled for Friday the 19th is what I have it right now. So yeah, we could figure it out in the next week.
Viral. Well, then Drama Alert picked it up and it went even more viral. This is what sent the cancel pigs to mass report me and my tweet, which limited the visibility because apparently Twitter/X is not so much a freedom of speech platform after all.
They still have to cover their asses in some ways. Like, they can't allow literally anything. I hate when people bring that up. And by the way, I mean, there's never going to be full freedom of speech. There's always going to be some kind of limitations to it, no matter what.
So, but it's funny because mine is limited visibility, but not on here.
And I mean, it's still there. They didn't delete it. They just made it something they didn't want to promote on their platform. So, I mean, like, freedom of speech doesn't mean freedom of promotion, too.
Not their tweet with it. That's okay. Interesting. But hey, I don't even care. I'm happy this is reaching people.
It's funny because I look at her and I'm like, oh, it's an e-girl. You know, she's got like her dyed hair and a bunch of makeup, tattoo. Like, she's like an e-girl, but she's also like a piece of shit.
Yeah, those are called pick-me's.
I even retweeted it. 2.3 million views here. Mine hit like 660,000. I don't care. Like,
by the way, Sturgis simps for her. I see him retweet her shit all the time.
Some people, oh, you're grifting for money. I don't give a crap. I don't even think you get paid for limited visibility tweets. I could be wrong, but I don't even freaking care. Twitter doesn't. I get barely any money on Twitter, and I've been tweeting all this kind of stuff long before Twitter paid, so it's not why I do it. I'd rather the message get out than I'd rather that get out and people see what I have to say than get paid by Twitter. Okay.
It's funny that you have to pay Twitter to get paid by Twitter. It's so weird. You have to pay them up front to get paid by them.
At a certain amount, though, like, are you wasting money not paying $8 a month if your tweets get seen enough to make even like $10 a month?
Well, no. Obviously, if you're making a profit, but I don't want to pay Twitter. I could probably make a little extra money, and then that would probably like motivate me to tweet more. But it's like I just don't want to pay Elon. I don't want to pay the richest guy on earth more money.
If you're paying him $8 a month, and he ends up paying you $10 a month.
No, I know I could make a profit.
She sounds like
at that point, are you taking $2 from Elon? Does that make it okay?
No.
She could be from Michigan or Minnesota. She definitely.
I don't know where she's from. I don't care.
She definitely looks like she's from the land of 10,000 lakes.
She doesn't sound like Michigan to me, because Michigan was close to my accent, because I lived so close to Michigan. I did a lot of the Michigan kind of accent stuff.
That can pay half my grocery bill on a good month, maybe. All right, so, and I eat cheap. All right, so.
And she definitely looks like she was raised on great value.
This video, since this is on YouTube, value. I'm going to have to add a little.
She probably shopped at Save-A-Lot. You know Save-A-Lot? You ever heard of those stores?
I don't.
That's where you could buy Mountain Holler.
Over the very last word I use here, but as
if I was a younger man, I would say for a pre-show we should try and find every version of generic Mountain Dew and have a fucking generic Mountain Dew taste test. But I can't live through that now. That's impossible now. At my age, I would die.
Yeah, good thing we did the Chipotle versus Qdoba thing years ago, because like now that would kill us. We'd both die.
If I was to eat Chipotle and Qdoba on the same day, that would be my last day.
Yeah, like we should have like gotten one burrito from each place and cut them in half, because we each got a whole burrito. We got a whole burrito from each place, and I could only eat half of each one. So we should have just like each gotten one from each and cut them in half or something.
Censored word here. That's
Burritos
what
are
I
weird
said.
though.
All right.
The structural integrity of a burrito it involves it being like one whole piece. You start cutting that thing in half, and it slops around.
If you have a sharp enough knife, you can make a pretty clean cut, and then you pick it up immediately before it starts to like avalanche out of it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I do like the idea of walking into a Cadobo with a sharp ass knife.
No.
Try and get weird with me.
No, we'd have to bring them back.
So let me just play it for you.
Melanie Mac is such a homophobe. Oh my gosh, she's such a transphobe. Oh no, what are we gonna do? You know what? I am a Christian and...
Yeah, this is why people have a problem with this. It's not even the words you use. It's because you're saying, I'm a Christian, I think you're going to hell, and I think you're evil because of the way you are. That's why everyone's mad. All the other shit, you're like, oh, they got a problem with words I use. If you were like, we'll get into it, I guess.
I believe that homosexuality...
Does all the painted on eyelashes and eyebrows...
What does she look like without it?
Does all this painted on stuff, is this count as gender affirming care? Would she be like a little boy looking girl without
I want to see what she looks like without makeup. I wonder if there's a picture of her without makeup.
And transsexuality is a sin. Now, if you are fine with me believing that and you still want to be my friend, you are welcome to do so, and I will still love you. But just note that I will be hoping and praying that one day you can turn from your sin and find Jesus so that you can go to heaven. If you're totally fine with that, cool. Let's be friends. If you're not, goodbye.
Oh yeah. Okay, here's the thing. You edited it out of your own video. All right. So you know that you were using it in an inflammatory way.
Is this her YouTube video? She wasn't trying to get demonetized on YouTube. She doesn't mind the Twitter meta. If she goes around dropping the flag football on Twitter, she knows she'll get retweeted by Tim Pool. She's like, let's go.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I had an actual point that I made my point that I wanted to make, but also I
think honestly, I think any word is fair game in a joke, but she wasn't joking. She was like, if you're gay or whatever, I think you're evil. I think you're going to hell. Your lifestyle is degenerate. Like, she was saying it, and then she said the F word after that. I think it's
perfectly fine to use language like this.
What do you mean by fine, though?
Perfectly fine. When she used it, I know exactly what type of person she is, and I can judge her for it now. Good. I'm glad you used it. I'm glad you added yourself for the fucking weird, homophobic, ultra-Christian, I'll tell you how to live your life, but I won't live mine up to my own set of values. She's obviously wearing polyester right now. Obviously got shrimp on her breath. Obviously.
Yeah.
Nobody cares about your dumbass opinion, dumbass.
I love how she's showing her browser tabs here, and there's like Bible verses. She made sure to pull those up before she started recording, right?
She probably had a bunch of tabs of like weird asshole destruction porn. And she was like, oh, I got to close those out. You know what, though? I'll open up some Bible tabs so people will totally think I'm sweeter than candy. But really, she wants anal destruction.
To make it funny. So I did. That, you know what? That got limited visibility. That got, oh, this is hateful conduct. Me saying, oh, I hope you can go to heaven. Huh. So hateful. So hateful, right?
Yeah, you hope they go to worship your God for eternity. It's kind of a weird reward. You're like stuck in a place for eternity, like where God is there and you have to like kiss his ass every day.
I think there was a fairly recent clip. I saw it recently, at least. There was this pastor doing his sermon and he was like, oh, I know when I go to heaven, I'm going to be fucking all the time. And it was like, what?
The Bible does not say that.
he just straight up was like, I'm going to be fucking all the time. I was too good on earth not to enjoy the finer things in heaven. And it's like, what?
The backlash was astronomical, but so was the support.
Could you imagine believing that you're not allowed to indulge in sexual activity on earth, but when you die, it's okay?
Which is weird because it's necessary on earth to like keep the human race going, but in heaven, there's no reason why it would even exist there because you don't need to do it.
It's almost like society's put a stigma on free sex because the idea of having a child out of wedlock would tear apart the structure of a consumerist society. You can't afford to have a bunch of unfathered kids running around.
Islamic extremists did that kind of shit too. They were like, no, you know what? Stay a virgin and then blow yourself up and then you'll be fucking in heaven like mad, dude.
Yeah, you'll get 72 virgins. Yeah. That's 72 women as inexperienced as you are. All you got to do is be a walking bomb.
Even on here, like, you know, there were some attempted ratios made at me, but still far more likes and all that. So, okay. I don't even care. But even if they did manage to ratio me, which has happened before by the
I can't imagine caring about ratios. Before. Ratios do not matter.
Someone said she's 37.
I can believe it.
I definitely think caring about ratios in your late 30s is a problem.
Let's see how old she actually is.
I understand if you're 20, right? If you're a young kid and you care about ratios, that's the cool hip thing to
she
do,
is
right?
37. Yeah.
Yeah. If she was like 16, 17 caring about ratios, like, okay, yeah, you don't know any better. You're 15. Of course you like ratios. Of course. It's whatever. When I was 15, I liked dumb stuff too. I think it was Pogs. No, Pogs was younger than that.
Yeah. Yeah. Pogs was like early to mid 90s.
These queerdos.
Stephen Font says, sounds like a cereal. Ratios?
Delicious.
We got to start almost as complete breakfast.
Almost as good as Cocoa Feces.
Fine. Like, I don't give a freaking crap. I don't need their approval. I don't need their validation. I said what I'm going to say. I'm not going to validate
I don't
people.
need their approval. I don't need their validation. I say what I say to get approval and validation from people who I barely get to validate anybody. I'm an echo chamber for hate people. I get that validation. I don't need the other validation. I'm cornering the market on homophobe validation.
On their way to the gates of hell, the pits of hell, I should say. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to have that blood on my hands.
The gates of hell.
So,
yeah.
Some professing Christians got really mad at this as well because, oh, you used a slur. You used a slur. Oh, you mean for what the Bible calls an abomination?
Right. That's why it's a slur. That's what makes it a slur. The way you're using it, the way you're saying it's an abomination and that it's an evil, horrible thing that sends you, that makes you have to suffer eternal torture. That's the issue. That's why it's bad. You're too dumb. Well, we'll figure it out.
So now we're supposed to downplay sin? Is that the thing? How are people going to turn from sin if we're sugarcoating it and acting like it's okay? All right? But this goes so, I mean, they are policing what we can say on the internet. This word, we said that for so freaking long. Like, we call our friends that. It's just a joke. We don't even always mean it in the context of gay or whatever.
But you did this time.
All of a sudden, they just made up within the past, 10 years that's a slur now. And so can't say that anymore. Every 5 years, people are allowed to police words and change definitions, which they...
In the last 10 years, they decided that was a slur? No, we always knew it was a slur. We just used it 10 years ago. Everybody collectively was like, calling everybody whatever word, I want to say really badly right now.
Unless it's Jeff Holiday.
I would never call Jeff that.
I would.
You would want to say that. You would want to say that when you were younger because we thought it was funny to call our friends gay. That was the way we would denigrate people because in our mind we were like, if you're not gay, having a pee-pee in your mouth or butt would be funny. And as we grew up, we realized it's not funny. It's delicious.
Put that in the archive.
It's delicious.
Everyone, please respond to the poll. I would like to know. I hate putting unsure in there, but people complain when I don't. Is Melanie Mac, is she a genuine Christian bigot? Is she a grifter that knows her audience? Or are you not sure? I have to put it in there for like neutral people that still want to vote, which is dumb, but I do it because they complain if I don't. There you go.
I wonder how many people are voting unsure just because it's there now. Guys, don't do it. Don't do it.
Do that all the time. So the comments are pretty hilarious. She can fix me. I loved that one. Oh gosh. And then people, oof, I worked with her years ago. Wow, she's changed for the worse. Changed for the worse? Girl, sit down. You know I was a Christian when we first met. Stop trying to be all virtue signaling.
But here's the thing. This person criticizing her is also a Christian, and she'll be like, well, she does the No True Scotsman.
Sit down.
But it's in the opposite where it's like, you're not a real Christian because you're not as much of a piece of shit as me, basically.
I'm also a Christian and can say this isn't Christian behavior. Love who you want to love. You're not a Bible believing Christian, apparently. And you have blood on your hands. I wouldn't, it's far worse. It's bad enough.
Me personally, I feel like she's acting. It's almost like a troll, only she'll never admit it is. It's like when Casey Tron pretended to support Trump back in the day. I was watching this.
Might be a troll. It just might be the way she cuts through and gets people's attention because she couldn't just be the average e-girl and get attention.
Right.
Because there's really nothing else special about her.
It's a niche audience. Yeah, she's a drop of water in the Pacific Ocean in like the regular e-girl shit. This is her shtick as an e-girl. She still does all the regular e-girl shit, but she's also like a Christian and super right. That's her
when
thing.
The world validates people's sin, but when people who call themselves Christian are doing that, yikes. I don't want to be you. I don't want to be you.
You know what else happened? You remember Kat Von D?
Yeah.
Yeah, the tattoo artist. She became really Christian recently, and she's having all of her tattoos tattooed over in like solid black. So now she's like solid black. Now it's so weird.
Why?
I don't know.
Why would she have them tattooed over?
I don't know the whole. She got baptized and she's all religious now.
Should she have them removed?
Having them removed is painful and very expensive.
Yeah, but it feels like it's better than adding more ink if you're religious.
Maybe it's the symbols in the tattoos she wants to eliminate. I don't know.
Well, I'm going to say, I'll just leave it at that. So let me go ahead and continue. People are mad. A lot of people are mad, but a lot of people are like, yes, let's go. Let's freaking go. Right? So some of the, can I see the quote tweets on here? Yeah, some of the people are like, oh, she's cooked. Oh, it's over for her. How? What are you going to do? How is it over for me?
Yeah,
I am.
No, nobody on this side took her seriously anyways.
Viewer supported. What you going to do?
Is she cutting a Hulk Hogan promo?
Call my employer? You gonna call every single one of my followers? Because I mean, technically, my followers are my employers.
Now, what would be great if she had a Jack Murphy moment, where Jack Murphy was the bald guy with the beard, right? That thought he was this alpha male.
He went off on Sidney Watson.
He would tell everybody how to be a real man. Then he went and crybabied Sidney Watson because she read some donos about his awkward porn days. And he lost all of his subscribers. So sure, she's got viewer support right now. But once that weirdo video comes out of her doing something they don't agree with, she's going to get fired. Maybe she won't.
Right. So yeah, the limited visibility that they have here. Alex Zedra made this tweet, which was just great. I'm not saying it's in reference to what I said here, but I felt like it was worth mentioning. She says, it's crazy that mentally ill people dictate what we can and can't say on the internet, which is exactly what's going on. Like used to, how long ago?
What I'm seeing is a mentally ill person just saying something on the internet.
She's saying that's exactly what's going on 2 seconds after saying, what are you going to do? Call all of my subscribers and have them defund me?
Billy's got a point about the Bible being against tattooing. In Leviticus 19:28,
no.
Make gashes in your flesh for the dead, or inside any marks on yourself.
I know that. I'm saying that modern Christians, they ignore a lot of the stuff in Leviticus, like the stuff that's inconvenient, like eating shrimp and wearing mixed fabrics and that kind of shit. Yeah. And they ignore
and what
that
I'm saying
too.
Is if she's going to hold on to that part of Leviticus,
no, they do that because they're hypocrites. Well,
that's what I'm saying. She can't claim the book when the book says it.
There's a verse in the New Testament that if you interpret it the right way, it could be read as if it's against homosexuality. And they use that as like their reasoning where it's like, well, this is actually still against
what's it say? Is it like,
let's see.
Does it say pink is not the truth?
I don't know. There's something, it might have even been.
Everyone send in your donos, and you too can be Ben and Billy's employer.
Thank you.
Like
thank you, Mr. Slate.
I'll
punch in right now.
10 years ago, could have made that exact same video. No issue. But all of a sudden, oh, we're offended by this word now. You can't say it. Mind you, they say derogatory slang words against women every single day. Like it's their entire personality. And that's okay. Which, for the record, I am not saying people should be getting banned for saying those words, but it's just...
What is she talking about?
It's funny, the hypocrisy of it. So
the hypocrisy.
Funny. They can be like, yes, B. Or they can just call me a B word, and that's fine. But I can't say anything like that. Oh, okay. So this leads me to...
She can't call anybody a bitch.
The B? Don't mess with the B in apartment 223? Or whatever that show was.
Good show.
Was that? Yeah.
Now this leads me to this. And this is for fellow people who are professing and saying they're Christians, okay?
That's most definitely what's up.
Drunken Peasants are live.
Are bowing down to pagans and affirming their sin, you are bowing to an idol. How many people, when they think about the Bible and you read the Old Testament and like, oh, look at how the Israelites served other gods or how they worshiped the golden calf and so on and so forth. And they think, wow, what idiots, I would never do that. Well, a lot of people are actually doing that. And I say myself, I've done that before too. I have tried to be an ally while still calling myself a Christian. And as I have actually taken my faith seriously and started reading the Bible,
as you've mentally deteriorated
daily,
and as I realized I wasn't getting enough donos supporting gay people, I started hating on them, and now all these hate donos rolled in.
That's just your opinion, bud.
Actually walking in my faith and not just wanting the Christian label, which, when I did come back to my faith, 4 or 5 years ago, it started out as a very, I'll come back on my terms. I want the label, but I'm not fully committing to the walking by the Spirit part. Let's be real. That's what it was. And that's how it's like for the majority of people who profess to be Christians, I truly believe. Most people who say they're Christians aren't actively living Christian lifestyles.
Okay, so just worry about your own and let other people worry about theirs.
No. As a Christian, you have to actively impose yourself on other people. I believe the verse is only God can judge, and all of us as well.
And they're not actually walking by the Spirit. They just want the label, but they want to live however they want to live. They want to support whatever they want to support. And this is idolatry. right? This is idolatry. And I also, whenever I was trying to do the ally thing, that was idolatry. So thank the Lord and the Holy Spirit
all of
for
her
convicting
makeup came from Dollar Tree.
That's my Dollar Tree.
Me and showing me the truth. And people tried to tell me, and I really appreciate that they did. And there was a time I wasn't hearing it, but the Holy Spirit showed me. And the thing is having people tell me, and I will be grateful for the people who did tell me too. Even when I didn't want to hear it, they still told me. And you know what? That's boldness, right? That is boldness to be able, because it's so easy to just be like, oh, it's fine. Everything's fine. Do whatever you want. It's fine. But that's not the right thing to do. So let me continue. If you are bowing down to pagans and affirming their sin, you are bowing to an idol. Not only is there blood on your hands, but you are committing spiritual adultery against God. Read the Bible, call out sin, and share the good news.
Acceptance of humanity is idolatry. When Jesus accepted the whores, he was committing idolatry.
The who was?
The whores.
Your daughter's gonna be a whore.
Of redemption through Jesus Christ. So it's like, how are you going to call yourself a Christian yet defy God's word? How are you going to call yourself a Christian yet say that God's word is wrong? I wouldn't want to be you. Again, I wouldn't want to be you. Now, there still is some hope for these people. And like I said,
is this the part where she's going to show the evidence that that's God's word?
I learned. Hopefully they can too. But where they're at right now is not in a good place. Now, I have some scripture here to...
Yeah, I do believe that gay people are not in a good place. They can't just get banged in the butt without people like you harping on them.
Share in reference to all this that's going on. James chapter 4, verse 4 says, you adulterers, don't you realize that friendship...
You might be snagging a word or something. I don't know.
Friendship with the world makes you an enemy of God. I say it again. If you want to be a friend of the world,
try and redo the super chat without using the word hate. Fuck Melanie Mac, please.
Thank you.
You make yourself an
one word
enemy of God. So let's read this and apply it to, like, let's see what this looks like today. Friendship with the world makes you an enemy of God. I say it again. If you want to be an ally of pagans, you make yourself an enemy of God. You adulterers.
Adulterers.
This is exactly what I'm referencing here. Now let's look at Ezekiel 3 verse 18. If I warn the wicked...
Could you imagine saying that we are trying to silence her when she spends this much time explaining the use of that one word?
5 memberships. 5 memberships. You got a membership, Billy.
Yay! Like, I'm more offended about all this talk after her dropping the F-bomb, after her dropping the F-slur, than her dropping the F-slur. Just move on. We get it. You're fighting gays for God. You're so humble.
Yeah, you'll show them. I bet they're already converting because Melanie Mac made that video.
Under the penalty of death, but you fail to deliver the warning, they will die in their sins, and I will hold you responsible for their deaths. Like I said, blood on your hands. Blood on your hands.
No,
you don't want to be that person, bro.
Because I'm your corpse.
Who causes the blood? So she's saying like gay people, they go to hell, right? And so that means like God sends them to hell. So the blood is because God chooses to send them to hell. So it's like,
God be like that.
Yeah.
You don't want to be that person. If you're trying to be, friendship, you want to be an ally, you want to be this, you're a friend with the world. You're an enemy of God. You are an enemy of God. If you are telling...
It's not a wig. It's fried out, dyed hair. She probably bleaches it, and it fries it out, and then she dyed it fire truck red, and that's why it looks the way it does.
I thought she was wearing the same beanie as you, but hers became unraveled.
People, yes, you can perform these you can live a lifestyle of these abominable sins. And that's okay, because Jesus loves you. You'll still go to heaven. That is a lie from the enemy. That is a lie from Satan. And you are making yourself an enemy of God when you say that.
So let's say they're going to go to hell. Let's say they're going to go to hell. Why would you try and create hell on earth for them? Let them do their weird butt stuff and get judged. You're not the little angel of death here. You're not the warrior for God you think you are. You're using your holier-than-thou attitude to make people feel unwelcome on this earth. And as far as I'm concerned, I'd rather be wrong than that type of follower.
And that's the point of the poll. I think she knows. I think she's doing this because it's the grift.
Look, if you want to fight Aleister Crowley one-on-one and take down the Illuminati, but you're not going to do it by picking on
Jesus
one gay kid.
Of this silly girl defining what is true Christianity. LOL.
True.
Love the show.
Thank you. And we're trying to get to 50% before the end of tonight's show. Please consider helping us get to 50%. Use that link right there at the top of the chat.
Leading people to hell. Their blood is on your hands when you...
Anyone pointed out that she has tattoos? Leviticus 19:28. Typical Christian hypocrite.
Nobody pointed out that she has tattoos.
He did. But there's plenty of, we've been over it, but there's not a lot of like kosher Christian churches out there. And if they were going to follow like all the shit from the Old Testament, they'd be following a lot of rules that Jewish people follow that kind of differentiate them from most Christians. So there's definitely a difference. And then like with homosexuality, there is, I'll have to look it up.
Let me find it.
That's one thing the Christians and the Jews differ on. The Jews dig tunnels. The Christians just dig themselves in deeper holes.
I mean, most people in Mexico are Christian.
Ooh, yay. You're going to get some Twitter likes, maybe. Is it worth it? You better check yourself. And you know what? I can't stress enough, because I can say this until I'm blue in the face. And obviously this doesn't only apply to homosexuality, but the Bible is very, very clear on that. Old and New Testament. So people can be like, oh, they act like...
All right, so I looked it up. There are a few verses, actually, that are interpreted to be anti-homosexual in the New Testament. So there's this one.
God gave them up to passions of dishonor, for even their females exchanged the nature use for that which is contrary to nature. And likewise also the males, having left the natural use of the female, were inflamed by their lust for one another, males with males, committing what is shameful, and receiving in themselves the recompense which was fitting for their error.
Yeah.
But it doesn't say that the males was the shameful
Jesus
part.
Preached to love your fellows. Wasn't even his aggression based in love? Was he not, in fact, a sweet boy? You have no enemies, fool.
You might be right.
Corinthians.
He was saying the males on males were doing what was shameful. Not that the males on males were shameful, but what they were doing would have been shameful if it was done with women as well, because it was out of wedlock.
This First Corinthians one is another one. This
one says, but not be deceived, neither fornicators, nor idolaters, nor adulterers, nor effeminate, nor abusers of themselves with mankind. Know ye not the righteousness? Damn, dude. There's
another one.
Knowing this is the law not made for a righteous man, but for the lawless and disobedient, for the ungodly and for sinners, for unholy and profane, for murderers of fathers and murderers of mothers, for manslayers, for whoremongers, for them that defile themselves with mankind, for men stealers, for liars, for perjured persons, and if there be any other thing that is contrary to sound doctrine.
Do not think that I have come to abolish law or the prophets. I have not come to abolish them, but to fulfill them. So every law the Jews follow, so should Christian. She needs to do what the Bible says and go eat a cock meat sandwich in the kitchen with a hijab on.
Yeah, that's another one.
Yes. Go and get that cock meat, Sandy.
The Old Testament is completely irrelevant because people are biblically illiterate. Most Christians are biblically illiterate.
Okay, but you're not following. Okay, so now she's totally fucked with herself because, like, she was just saying, like, the people that don't follow the Old Testament are biblically illiterate. So that's definitely, I see several violations right now.
And I've been there. Read the Bible every day. I cannot stress this enough. It changed my life. One chapter a day. You can do it. If you're not, there's no excuse. And I don't want to hear you complain about, oh, my freedoms are limited. Oh, this, that, and the other. Or, oh, look at all this, look at all that, look at all these problems in the world.
Isn't that what you just cried about your freedoms being limited on a private platform?
Didn't she just cry about her freedoms being limited moments after saying you can't limit her freedoms because her fans are the ones supporting her career?
Exactly.
Just literally within like 2 seconds, she switched from that sentence of saying you can't cancel me, my fans pay for everything I do, to you're limiting me. It's like, come on, beesh.
Why do they hate Christians so much? What are you doing? What are you doing to fight this spiritual battle? I mean, the Bible says we fight not against flesh and blood, but of evil principalities. This is demonic forces we are fighting against. And if you are not versed in the Bible, the enemy will use it against you. The enemy will take verses and bend out of context against you. The enemy did that against Jesus when he was fasting, telling him, turn these rocks into bread. Don't even think for a minute, like you gotta go to battle weak or worse yet, not even fight at all. And you know what is listed in those abominable sins? And you know what's listed in sin that you will not enter the kingdom of heaven? Cowards as well. Cowards. And you know what's cowardly? Being an ally of sin, being an ally of the world because you're scared of hurting people's feelings. When their entire soul...
Okay, if you're not scared, then don't complain when people react to it.
...is on the line here. And quite frankly, so is yours. And I'm telling my past self this. And not to say that I have everything all together and I know everything, because I don't. But I read the Bible every single day. And I pray that God will reveal truth to me. There's opinions that I'm sure...
I pray God will reveal truth to me. If you can't discern truth based off of your day-to-day, it's because you didn't have good, strong personal integrity instilled in you. And if you think reading this book that's been sitting around for lifetimes, you think reading this will open up your mind to something, you should probably look at the world around you and see how people are really reacting and really existing in this world, and realizing that somebody having gay sex really is not going to infringe on anything in this actual existence, even if you believe they're going to go to hell. You can't be a part of their hell on earth. If you start to cast stones on earth, you become the person that they did not like in the Bible. You are a stone-throwing devil.
I will further have, even next year, that, maybe I didn't understand now. And just like right now, a lot of my opinions and
Christians should really things that follow Exodus 23, you shall have no other gods before me. Stop following that heretic Jesus. The Sob feeding Hundra with one fish and bread with his magic that had to crash the market of that city. No wonder he got murdered.
It's true. He went into the den of thieves and overthrew all the tables and everything, right?
I have learned have greatly progressed versus last year. So it's an ongoing thing. All right? But here's the difference between, okay, you still have a lot to learn, you're still getting there, right? There's a difference between that and living a lifestyle of sin. Because you cannot live a lifestyle of sin as a Christian. Hebrews 10:26. Read it. I wish I pulled it up. But you cannot.
I wish you weren't wearing polyester with your tattoos. I wish all these other things I could call you out on. But even without those things, I don't care if you are living by the Bible. But out of everybody else's choices, let them suffer in hell. Let them suffer in hell. If you feel that way, let them suffer in hell.
Suffer and die. All right, I'm done with her. There's so much more. She's just going to keep saying the same shit over and over again. She hasn't made a new point in a while. So let's do something else, right? Let's do something else. Everyone like the stream, please. And thanks for getting us to 45%. We're almost there, 50%. Here we go. We're going to get into DP Action News. Start it now.
He called me sir. It got me so fuming angry.
People are discriminating against wolves.
Wow. They're laughing at us, at our stupidity.
And you better well learn to love it.
Here's Trump at his closing arguments for his civil fraud trial started today. So here's a quick summary of that.
Well, thank you very much. As you know, we consider this an unconstitutional witch hunt. It's election interference at the highest level. It's a disgrace.
This is him arriving at court.
Coordination with the White House and Joe Biden, because you can't win a campaign fairly. And we're going through it, but it is indeed a terrible witch hunt. We're going to have a news conference a little bit later on. As you know, I want to speak. I want to make the summation. At this moment, the judge is not...
The guy next to him, you could Photoshop his same face on his forehead.
...letting me make the summation because I'll bring up things that he doesn't want to hear. And it's a very unfair trial. Nobody's seen anything like this. I don't think they've ever seen anything like this. We have a situation where a statute was used that doesn't give me a jury, so I have no jury. I really have no rights, and it's and nobody thinks it's constitutional. People, legal scholars are writing about it like it's something they've never seen before. So it's interference, it's political interference, and it's something that shouldn't be allowed. So I am hoping to speak and to help my lawyers reveal all of the defects of this case. It should have never been brought. Very, very strong financial statements. They thought it was the opposite. They had no idea because I'm a private.
They're probably going to shut down his company. That's kind of what it feels like.
Knocked their socks off. They couldn't believe it. Great financial statements.
Knocked their socks off.
Everything is.
Couldn't believe it.
We have a level of detail in our defense that nobody's ever had. This is a case that should have never been brought, and it was brought. And it's very unfair, and it's very bad for New York State. Companies are fleeing, people are fleeing, the streets are crime-ridden, and Letitia James, that's all she thinks about is get Trump.
So he's attacking by name the person that's prosecuting him. You know, like there's so much crime out there. Why is she worried about me? Get Trump, get Trump.
We've been dreaming about it for years, and it's not the way a state should be run. Because this is a state that's been in big trouble. You have all the businesses fleeing, and you have the people fleeing. The people that pay taxes. People that don't pay taxes are coming in. So that's not.
It's all the people that don't pay taxes that are coming in. All the people that pay them are leaving.
So I want to thank you. We're going to have a news conference today around. We don't know the time. We'll notify you, but sometime in the early afternoon at 40 Wall Street. So we'll give a news conference where we can actually speak and have a microphone here, because even that they don't want to.
How is this the case that's in Georgia or
New York?
Oh crap!
Yeah, this is the civil case for his business, basically, in New York State.
They don't want us to speak too much. So we'll see whether or not the judge allows me to speak. Perhaps he won't, but I certainly would like to. Thank you very much.
So he goes into court.
Look at this body cam.
There he is. If she wasn't my lawyer, I might be dating her. But maybe I am.
He's dating the guy with the forehead.
Ha! He's dating both of them.
They need to actually release the tape of Trump running away from his girlfriend. This is a weird ass photo session.
Yeah, it's weird that it's like a photo shoot in a courtroom and there's like a judge sitting behind them and everything. Can you
they're
get
all
my best shot,
awkwardly
please? Posing.
Yeah, they're Trump's actively posing like this.
Yeah, I know. It's kind of like his mugshot.
Yeah.
He was probably in the tanning bed last night.
That chick chose the whole no jury thing?
I think a judge is deciding it. I don't think it's a jury trial.
Dun, dun, dun.
I don't know who this person
is. Did you see the
is.
video of the guy that like leaped over the judge's?
Oh, you know what? I think that's Leticia James. Yeah, I've seen that. I didn't want to play it because it gets videos age restricted. It's so easy to get age restricted now. But yeah.
He just jumps over and pummels this female judge.
Thank you very much. We just had a very good session. The lawyers said that there was absolutely nothing done wrong. These were all great loans. The bank got the loans. They got paid.
This is like during recess.
The bankers were extremely happy.
Trump
with
has
these
a
loans.
lot less energy now than he did going in. Now, I don't think it has anything to do with the judgment either. He's just tired and needs a snack.
He's old.
He needs a snack.
There were no defaults. There were no problems. This is just an attorney general that hates Donald Trump and wanted to run for governor, wanted to run for attorney general. And it's a shame. I think she should be criminally liable for this. She did this to Exxon, and they drove Exxon out of New York. Exxon paid billions of dollars in taxes. They're now living in Texas. Exxon is very happy in Texas. Other companies, because of what's happening here, are going to be moving out of New York also. This is an out-of-control attorney general. She's totally out of control. These loans were all good.
Is she out of control?
The banks were extremely happy with me. They still are. We built a great company.
She's out of control.
We have a company that's very liquid, very strong, great assets. And she sued me
The
because
best
she wants the
assets.
publicity to run for office.
So his whole angle is the woman prosecuting me. She just wants to be governor, and it's all her political aspirations. That's why she's doing this.
Find nothing wrong, and I think if anybody was being fair about it, and I'm not sure you can even hear me because they don't allow microphones over here, which is a little ridiculous. But if anybody's fair about it, you see, this is a
He needs a mic to work the crowd. Come on.
case that should have never been brought, and I think we should be entitled to damages. Thank you. I'll be back.
Mr. Trump, what's your reaction to your name being removed from the Trump list?
Here they come. Out of court again.
Oh, shit.
I took this from the raw video that literally filmed the whole thing. I don't know why they left in footage of just like a door with security in front of it, but they did, and I edited this to like the relevant parts.
I don't know if you can hear me because they don't allow mics. but this is a political witch hunt, the likes of which nobody's ever seen before.
Never seen it.
They owe me damages for what they've done.
Hold up.
We have a great
This small gentleman behind him with the bow tie?
Is that
Who is this little man?
It's Mini Bill Nye.
That's Bilbo Nye.
Company. We're a very innocent company. We did everything right.
We're an innocent company. We're the best company. We're a beautiful
other than
company.
Michael Cohen, who's discredited.
That is such a pocket human.
Yeah, very small.
They have no witnesses against us whatsoever. They don't have one piece of...
He might, like, all of those people might be, like, a step down. Because look at the, like, taller Secret Service. You know that guy that's, like, the tall guy just over Trump's shoulder?
Yeah.
That's a Secret Service guy right there with the thing over his ear and everything.
Yeah.
So who knows? There could be, like, a step down that they're all down. Because everyone looks short. But, yeah, that's, like, a below average, like, height. And he's got a little bow tie and everything. It's kind of interesting.
He's just a little master of disguise.
Paper. What we've run is a great company, and that's been proven. Very highly successful company. This was a political witch hunt for election interference, but also for getting somebody elected because you wanted to get the publicity. It's a disgrace, and they should pay me damages. That's the way it should.
I saw an article that I don't know if it's true. I don't necessarily believe it, but it was funny that Trump doesn't want to be around Barron in public anymore because he's insecure that his son is like 9
feet tall.
He's like 6'10", probably.
And I heard.
Yeah.
I also heard Barron fucking owns Trump in Fortnite too.
Ha! You don't get to use the bush to hide from me until the storm chases us to the middle. Stop camping.
They should be paying me damages. This is a disgraceful situation. This is why businesses are fleeing New York, like Exxon. Millions and millions of dollars a year in taxes, and I paid millions and millions of dollars a year. We paid approximately $300 million over a fairly short period of time, and they don't want me to pay it anymore. This is a very serious problem because companies are fleeing New York. They ought to focus on the crime, violent crime in the city. One of the reasons they're fleeing. The other reason they flee is because of attorney generals like this that just want to get elected. Thank you very much. It's been
Have any of our doc squad out there figured out who this tiny little man is?
No, I have no idea. Yeah, get on it.
I want to know what relevancy he is to all of this. Part of me feels like he's there to, I don't know, cast spells. Is he working at Hogwarts? What is he doing? He looks too cute to be just a regular human being.
I don't know that we're going to get a fair ruling, but everybody knows what I just said. This is a sham, and it's a shame. Thank you.
Are you talking today at the press conference?
It's a sham, and it's a shame. Those are two different words separated only by the letter E. But they are both a sham and a shame.
Yeah, a sham and a shame.
Thank you. Will you be back?
I'm not permitted to talk with the president.
I'm just here to pose.
I will be heading down to 40 Wall Street for a press conference at 2:30.
Okay, good night. Good night. Thanks. 2:15?
She's like, I'm not here to talk. Take your pictures. And then she just walked away.
Yeah.
She's like,
she was there to pose for the camera. We're gonna do the.
Make sure you get my good side. All right, I'm out.
We're gonna do the press conference. Yes, that is his lawyer. That is literally his lawyer. He got rid of Giuliani and got her as his lawyer. I think he made up for it, like the negative attractiveness of Giuliani. Probably. But yes, we'll get into it. But I gotta go pee really quick. I'll be right back.
You got to figure out who this tiny man is. He needed the upfront camera time that female lawyer got. We need to know more about the tiny little guy. He's just a little guy. If he's the MAGA little guy, I support him. I don't care if he's MAGA or whatever. I support that little guy. What do you guys think? 1 to 7? On count to 1 to 7. Number 1 through 7. What do you guys think? All right, I'm going to reveal. It was 3. Bet you, anybody who had 3, you know. Any other number? Sorry. Wolford says I was 4. To be honest, as I asked it, I thought of the number 4. But I was like, I can't give number 4. I have to go for a second number. I picked 3. John Motion says, hey, Billy, do you guys take fan video requests now? When are you dropping new music? We have a whole request thing in the Drunken Peasants server. You can send videos all through there. And new music should be coming out soon. I've been recording the album. Coming together. It should be done fairly soon. Wolford says, my mom made beef Milanesa. I'll save you a plate, Billy. Mighty kind of you. You ask some AI and AI doesn't even know who that little guy is? Bowtie Jr. is responsible for most drone strikes? Don't tell me that. Don't tell me that. I don't want to know that. He's just a little guy.
All right, here's the press conference. Just a reminder, you should go to patreon.com/DP to sign up so you can come to the booking committee. And all of you $25 plus patrons and actual maniacs, you should all jump into the actual maniacs voice chat that you should see in the premium section of the Discord. You should jump in there. Get in there now and mute everything and just hang out there, because when this stream is over, we're going over there to talk to you guys about everything in the booking committee. I see a bunch of you in the chat, so, you should probably make your way over there and at least come hang out and give your opinion, even if you don't want to be part of it. So...
Good afternoon. Let's remember that before I walked into court, we had already lost. That was clear with his motion for summary judgment. Before witnesses, before experts. And do I think any of it mattered? I certainly hope so. But for anybody that was in the courtroom for the last 11 weeks, you heard that there was not one fact against President Trump. There was not one piece of paper that showed anyone committed fraud. And don't forget that section...
He keeps looking at her butt. I'm watching him.
6312.
He'll look down every now and then.
The fraud statute has been wrongfully used against my client.
Why don't you go talk and I'll stand behind you?
Innocent defendants, the organization, and every employee of the Trump organization, which has single-handedly changed the New York skyline, including the building we are in today. These are special properties. Real estate is an art, not a science. But you know what else is an art? You know what else isn't a science? Political motivated individuals. She's using this to paint a canvas that Donald Trump is a fraudster because they can't beat him in the polls. They can't beat him in the polls, so she ran on Trump because that was the only way she could win. And now, today, after 11 weeks, after 3 years, we have concluded that he indeed committed no wrong. The Trump organization committed no wrong, and the kids have been dragged in just like the other defendants, and it is wrong. America needs to step up, and there's only one person who can do that. My client, Donald Trump. President Trump, everybody.
Thank you very much. Yeah, we've gone through years with this person. She's a political hack, the Attorney General. The judge is obviously extremely friendly with the group, and we'll see what happens. I think maybe he may surprise people on a positive side. We'll have to see what happens exactly. But we've proven this case so conclusively. We've asked for directed verdict many times. They don't have any facts. They don't have any evidence against us. Millions and millions of pages, years of litigation, and all politically motivated. She campaigned on "I will get Trump." If you've ever seen any of her clips, they're horrible clips. Actually, the anger. She's got serious Trump derangement syndrome. There's no question about Letitia James, the corrupt Attorney General of New York.
He's got a vagina neck now. You see it?
Yeah, a little slit.
Yeah.
So we've proven our case. There's not one witness against us other than one person who is a deranged. He's got a lot of problems. He's a man who's been convicted of lying. He's a felon, convicted felon, and not a good person. But that's their only witness, and he's now crashed and burned. They have no witnesses. And by the way, that witness took back everything that he said. He took back everything he said in court, took it all back. So they have no case. It's a shame that a thing like this is able to happen. Businesses leave New York. She went after Exxon, and they decided to move to Texas. And hundreds of millions of dollars they pay in taxes. I paid over $300 million of taxes over the last number of years. $300 million.
Ooh.
And they don't recognize it. They don't recognize
over the last number of years, because I was caught not paying it for...
Yeah.
Anything. So think of it, not one witness, millions of pages of document, years of this nonsense, and now it goes on. And one other factor, we won this case already in the Court of Appeals. The Court of Appeals voted in favor of us. But this judge has been very, very slow to accept that opinion, because that's not the opinion that he wants. But we won in the Court of Appeals. That's the boss of this judge, who has to know that. And it was a conclusive victory, statute of limitations and other things. And that case has already been won. So that's the story. And I thought we'd come down to 40 Wall Street, which is a great building, and you'd get a chance to see one of the nicest buildings in New York, and a convenient place. And I don't have to pay any rent because we have it, and it's been a very successful building. But it's a shame to have gone through this for years and years and years. And now we'll see if we're going to get an honest verdict. We didn't have a jury. We had no rights to a jury. It's a statute that's never been used before.
We had no rights to a jury?
I just watched a certain broadcast, and they said, they've been looking, has it ever been used before? This is a statute that's a consumer fraud statute, never been used for anything like this before. And
this is not a statute of liberty.
It's really it's a witch hunt in the truest sense of the word. It's election interference. And it just came out.
God, he talks for so much longer.
Right now, Letitia James visited Joe Biden in the White House.
Oh, now he's going to do some they're in cahoots.
Numerous times.
She left a baggie of Coke in the West Wing Library.
The Trump witch hunt. And this just came out.
Everyone thought it was
10
Hunter.
minutes ago, I got it.
Her butthole pics were on Hunter Biden's laptop. We've all seen
it. Try and get Biden, who can't put two sentences together, trying to get him into office. So I just want to let you know that
he's already in office.
We have the best poll numbers. We have the best everything.
Biden,
despite
who
this,
can't put two sentences together, is going to make Trump serve two sentences back to back. L's all over the place.
Maybe because of this, because the people of the United States, all of those people back there, but the people of the United States really get it. They get it better than anybody else. Yeah, please.
Mr. President, do you agree with your lawyers what they said on Tuesday, that you should not be prosecuted or could not be prosecuted if you ordered SEAL Team 6 to kill a political opponent?
Well, you're talking about a totally different case, the immunity. I say this, on immunity, very simple.
You're talking about something completely different. I have different lawyers who tell me what to say about that. They're not here right now.
The President of the United States does not have immunity. He'll be totally ineffective because he won't be able to do anything, because it will mean he'll be prosecuted, strongly prosecuted perhaps, as soon as he leaves office by the opposing party. So a president of the United States...
and a president has to have immunity, or else all his crimes, he will not be effective committing crimes.
Just me. I'm talking any president has to have immunity. As an example, Biden could come out and you could get him on the border. You could get him on what happened in Afghanistan, a horrible, most embarrassing moment in the history of this country. You could get him on a lot of different things. You could get him on taking cash from countries. You could get him on the prosecutor not prosecuting his son or the company or whoever it was, Burisma, in Ukraine. You could get him on that, where it was a quid pro quo, if you remember that. If they don't drop the prosecutor, we're not giving them $1 billion of U.S. funds. If you don't have immunity,
if I didn't have immunity, I wouldn't have bought 1 million McRibs, flash froze them, and sold them during the off months illegally. I would not have done that, but I had immunity as a president.
mean, you won't be making any decisions, so you have to have it. And I liken it to the fact that police have to have their control back. They have to have respect. And you could always have a bit.
I found this picture of Trump and his lawyer. It's so great because he's in his like golf gear.
That's the same lawyer from before?
Yes.
She got her hair did.
Yeah.
Bad apple, you can always have something happen, but at the same time, you have to stop crime in this country. It's very much like that. It's very similar to that. But you have to have immunity for a president, and I think most people are seeing that. I've read a lot of legal reports lately and scholarly reports that are saying you really have to have a president of this country has to have immunity, or they're not going to be able to function in office.
Holy fuck, he spent 3 minutes saying he needs immunity.
Yeah, because that's what he wants. Because he knows he's going to be in trouble if he doesn't get it.
Really got to spend 3 minutes telling everybody that you're a guilty fucker.
Trump, we're just days away from the Iowa caucuses.
Yeah, he wants to get off on a technicality. That's his best defense at this point.
Percentage of your time
I was president once. That means I can't be prosecuted for anything.
These days is spent on your campaign, and what percentage is spent on your legal issues?
Well, see, my legal issues, every one of them, everyone, civil and the criminal ones, are all set up by Joe Biden, crooked Joe Biden. This is something that's never happened in this country. Even when you look at this is all about Biden and her meeting. So even the civil ones, this is civil, they're set up by Biden. Every single, just about, case that I'm involved in is set up by Biden. They're doing it for election interference. And in a way, I guess you'd consider it part of the campaign, because if you really look at it, they are doing this. It's never been done like this in this
Samoan
country.
says we need mental fitness requirements for office holders. Maybe not even just mental. Maybe we should have like a low level, like how they have American Ninja Warriors. There should be like American capability warriors. Just do certain capability tasks.
The Iowa caucus is like 4 days away. So
and it should have a little crash course that the candidates have to get through in order to run.
So we're going to start seeing who's going to be actually winning at the polls pretty soon here.
Christopher Christie dropped out.
Yep.
Like we're a third world country, a banana republic. But every one of the things that you write about are
we're a banana republic.
And,
not going to be 21 forever.
I don't know. I just got a poll. We just had a poll. It just came out, and we're leading massively in Iowa. We're leading very big in.
So Trump still has like a huge. This is the Iowa caucus polling. We'll see how accurate this is, but it's looking like Haley has a slight lead over DeSantis, and there's Ramaswamy. I can't believe I can't even remember what Hutchinson looks like, but he needs to drop out too. And I'm guessing most Ramaswamy voters will go to Trump, and then maybe Haley. I think some DeSantis voters will go to Trump too, and Haley might get some of them, but not enough. Not enough to make that big of a difference.
Yeah, if Trump gets like somehow arrested and is unable to run for some reason.
Yeah. Super Tuesday is March 5th, and normally if it isn't already decided, it'll be decided then, because like a huge amount of states all vote on that day.
New Hampshire, we're leading because the people understand this stuff. These are all set up. Every time somebody sees me in court, remember, Joe Biden and his thugs that surround him did it. They're trying to get a man in office that can't put two sentences together, and they're doing that. But so far, we seem to do very well.
You have the Iowa caucus is Monday, an event in New Hampshire Tuesday. Are you going to be back in court for the Eugene Carroll case on Wednesday?
Yeah, well, that's another one. That's sponsored by Reid Hoffman.
Should be a three-part competition. Obstacle course, map-based strategy game tournament, and a stand-up comedy routine.
There should be like a gigantic risk board, and the president should have to win states via a game of Risk.
I would like a Double Dare style obstacle course where each part of the obstacle course is its own little challenge, and they'll get all messy and they have to find the orange flag to complete each obstacle. Do you remember that?
Yes.
You ever watch Double Dare? Yeah. I vote that type of obstacle course. I don't want the Ninja War. They'll die. Let's do Double Dare. They get all messy. They slip and fall a little bit. Maybe one of them will break their hip, but they won't just die. Because Ninja Warrior, you got to like jump and hang from things. That would be boring.
I want an episode of Punked where they're getting bribed, and if they take the bribe, you've been punked. You shouldn't have taken the bribe.
And some Democrat operatives. I'm
going to see them crawl through those tunnels.
Oh, yeah.
This woman in my life, other than they have a picture with her and her husband, John Johnson, a nice guy who was a newscaster many years ago.
He's a nice guy.
I want to see them do Icy Trike.
I don't know what that is. It sounds great, though. What's Icy Trike? Was that Double Dare?
It was a Double Dare obstacle where they made you ride a tricycle on this like black ice, I guess.
Okay, that's interesting. What if it was just like oil slick or something?
It was
made to act like ice.
Here. This is some guy doing the Icy Trike.
Oh, I hate that guy.
Yeah, but here he is doing the Icy. Yeah, I want to see Trump and Biden do Icy Trike. Yeah, why not?
For him, and she said horrible things about him since. I mean, horrible things, called him bad names. I have no idea who this woman is. I have absolutely no idea. The whole thing is ridiculous that this is even a case. This should never have happened. But again, this is sponsored by the Democrats. It's another case. All sponsored by, it's a demeaning kind of a thing, and that's what they want to do. It's called election interference. And yeah, I'm going to go to it, and I'm going to explain. I don't know who the hell she is. I have no idea. They called me up years ago, and they said, do you know about this woman 25 or 30 years ago? She doesn't even know the date, the time, the month, the season. She has no idea. And if you read and if you watch, take a look at the Anderson Cooper interview of her. And if you take a look at that, Trump is so innocent. But we have been given a very unfair trial there, too. I don't get very fair trials in New York.
I don't get a lot of fair trials with Anderson Cooper.
For the federal trials, you showed up here in New York for your civil fraud trial. You just said you're going to show up for the E. Jean Carroll case. Are you planning to show up in court when they begin, whenever they begin?
Sure.
I'm going to pull
I would do that. Well, the documents case, I just hear where they want to try and exonerate Biden, and he didn't have the Presidential Records Act, and I do. What I did, nothing wrong. What he did, a lot of people say substantially wrong.
A lot of people say. I love that.
2 tiers of justice in this country.
Substantially.
But no, I want to go to all of my trials. These are all set up by Biden and the Democrats. This is their new form of cheating. This is like last time. This is their new form of cheating. So far, I think it's gone very much against them. Yeah, please.
Yes, during the hearing, you said that Exxon left New York because of the New York Attorney General's case, but Exxon actually left in 1989.
No, they took the rest of their divisions out. Yeah. I mean, they left earlier. They were treated very badly in New York. You could have had them in New York. They could have been paying a lot of money.
But it wasn't Letitia James.
Oh, no, I think if you take a look, you read the case, study the case, you'll see that they took big divisions out after that. They originally left and then they took the rest out.
You just said you could get President Biden on various issues you outlined.
I didn't say I could get him on anything. I said he is using the weaponization of the DOJ.
Some people
a lot of people say.
A lot of people say. When I say a lot of people say, I can't be held accountable for it because I'm not saying I say. I'm saying a lot of people say.
And the FBI to go after his political opponent. And you just can't do that. Thank you very much.
And then he walks out to a crowd waiting for him. You hear the crowd while he's coming out.
Yeah. Fucking Beatlemania out there.
then there's his son right there doing a fist pump.
Eric Trump trying to get a little bit of attention. I can't get father's attention. Can I have yours? Wrong door. We went out the wrong door. I'll see you later. Are they chanting chug?
I wish. Keg stand. Keg stand.
From Kazakhstan to keg stand.
I'm very excited.
You don't see a lot of those MAGA hats anymore. That guy with the red jacket is really bringing it back.
Yeah, I wonder why they didn't push that again. Maybe they decided it has like an overall negative kind of outlook on it, but I don't know.
Yeah, it's not hip anymore.
It was pretty tacky. The hats were like made in China, which he was always shitting on China all the time. So it's funny that like his campaign that shit on China was having their merch made in China. But I mean, that's just one of many things about that whole thing that I feel like we've been living in a bizarro world since 2016.
Yeah. I was watching a movie about like the caste system and racism in America and Nazi Germany all being connected. And there was a scene where the bearded guy from Parks and Rec, he's married to Megan Mullally. I can never remember his damn name. He was wearing the MAGA hat in the movie. And he was like coming in to do some work, and he quoted the woman a lot of money, and then she talked to him like a human being. And he was like, you know what? I'll take a second look. And the movie was just like, we're not against each other. We're all on the same team. We just have to humanize each other. And to that I say, boo, Eric July sucks. You're not a human if you read Isom. Nick Offerman. Thank you, guys. Yeah. Thank you.
Wow.
Dick's out for Nick.
Wow. In a couple minutes here, we're going to go do our booking committee. Please sign up, patreon.com/DP, $10. The $10 level gets you that and a whole lot more, and you'll figure out exactly what we're working on. If you come follow us, it's like a behind-the-scenes meeting. I'm already in the Discord voice channel right now that everyone should go into. If you have the necessary roles, you should be able to get in there. So feel free. Someone test it out. If you have the red actual maniac role, jump into that. It's in the premium area. Also, $25 plus patrons should be able to get in there. Let me know if you can get in there. One of you, just click on it.
If you have the necessary
you won't be on the
roles,
air because I have everything muted.
If you have the necessary roles, if you have unnecessary roles, my fellow fats,
I just want to see if someone can get in
at those levels.
Yeah, I just want to see if someone can enter the chat. So I guess let me know.
It's for Patreon.
It should be in premium.
Show.
It should be in under premium, and it should be actual maniacs.
We're pumping premium.
You should be able to see it, but maybe not. I guess. I guess we'll figure it out. All right, so we're gonna go do that now. Hopefully, some people jump in there. We will see you all there.
Bruce Wayne was a Nepo baby.
Good night, everybody.
In the beginning, there was nothing. And then there was the Drunken Peasants Podcast.
Drunken Peasants. Drunken Peasants. Drunken Peasants. Drunken Peasants. From the strangest corners of the internet, gonna get TP'd by Billy and Ben. You know where you can find them at. Get ready, cause they're gonna kick your Drunken Peasants. Drunken Peasants. Drunken Peasants. Drunken Peasants.